One, about the 5 pillars in the Quran.
No.
2,
yes.
about the errors in the Quran.
No.
So let's talk
no,
about
wait. No, wait.
Go on.
No, logically speaking, it's better off to have one for Islam and one for Christianity. Correct? Then second one, no. Do you agree with that?
We'll have one debate each, yes.
No, one about
Islam, one about Christianity.
One about 5 pillars. So both,
Yes.
correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
You came to the park before I came to the park. No, meaning when you spoke about 5 pillars of Islam.
Yeah, I was in the park.
And your argument
you came to the park.
That's correct.
Yes.
Your argument was...
So now's your chance to talk to me.
Yeah, of course, without any doubt, and I'm here to expose you.
Great.
Your
Let's do
argument
that then.
was, so correct me if I'm wrong, your argument was that Muslims always asking us where Jesus said something, yeah? So I'm going to ask you where in the Quran says the 5 pillars of Islam, correct?
Yes,
But
essentially.
your argument is wrong, your premise is wrong.
Go on.
Do you know why?
Go on.
Because we Muslims, when we ask you, where does it say in the Bible, which is the Bible contain of what? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I will.
The Bible contain God's speech, Jesus' speech, Matthew's speech, correct?
No, you've misrepresented that.
Okay. Does Matthew speak in his gospel?
You've misrepresented that.
Okay, correct me.
So now let me correct you.
Okay,
The Christian faith gave rise to the Gospels. Now, whether you know that or not, that is a fact, and you can read the Gospels and you can see that clearly. And my argument that I use...
No, the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy. No, hypocrisy.
Notice
Tell me how I misrepresented.
Notice the heckling. Shamsi is always the same.
But Bob,
it's always theatrics.
You know why? Because Bob, you always don't answer my question. Bob always doesn't answer my question. Let me deal with him because Christian think he's the savior. I'm going to expose the hypocrites, which he accepts. Okay, now tell me how I'm misrepresented.
Right.
No, you stopped me. No, tell me how I'm misrepresented.
No, you aren't going to tell me what I'm going to say, Shamsi.
Hold on a minute, look at me. Bro, it's in a video. Christian, please, be honest. Did he cut me or not? He cut me, no problem. He stopped me, claiming that I misrepresented him. And now, therefore, he didn't let me speak. Now he's not showing how I misrepresented the Bible. Tell me, how did I misrepresent the Bible?
Okay, so Shamsi has an opportunity right now to have a real substantial debate with
Answer my question, Bob, it's not the court here. Bob, it's not crown court.
All that
Bob,
has
this
is
speaker's
theatrics.
corner. It's not.
Why are you
Answer my question.
Right, so
I know you're scared, Bob. Calm down.
No.
Give him some water.
If I was scared, I wouldn't have approached you.
No,
but I
you didn't
approached
expect
you.
that.
You didn't
You didn't
approach
expect
me.
that. You didn't expect that.
And the times that I've been in the pot, you've avoided me. Now you
No,
can stay
I
and
approach you many times and you don't deal with my subject.
Now's your
That's
chance.
why I walk off.
Now
you
is
forgot
your
my
chance.
chance. Tell me how I'm misrepresented.
So, let's be clear.
Okay.
The argument that I was making, which you quite rightly defined, is the idea.
No, he was speaking.
No.
How did he misrepresent?
How am I misrepresented?
No.
You cut me. No. Bob, did you cut me? Did you cut me? No, did you cut me, Bob?
Right. So,
No, Bob, did you cut me?
Allow me to speak.
Did you cut me?
What did I cut you? I said that you misrepresented.
So you cut me.
No.
So tell me how. No.
Yes,
I
you
said,
did.
look what I said.
So,
No. Hear me out. Bob, I said the Bible contains God's speech, Jesus' speech, and Matthew's speech in the
Which is a
Gospel.
misrepresentation.
So tell me how.
So show how.
Claim it.
So, right.
Halas, leave
In
it talk
in terms of this debate, let us be clear, because I'm not going to answer as Shamsi wants me to answer. I'm going to answer in my own way. Yep. Shamsi.
That's why Shamsi
How long
walks
will I
off
speak in
from
there? 10
Bob.
seconds. 10 seconds. Shamsi,
Go on.
if you could let someone finish a sentence.
As long as you do with my
There you
question.
go. How long
As
was
long
I
as you do with my
speaking then?
question.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
Shamsi.
As long as you do with my question. Yeah.
Shamsi.
Go on.
Right. Time him before he interrupts again. So, right. The thing is, if you can actually let someone finish a sentence or a thought, then there you go.
Why is
There you go. There you go.
Don't say, bro, he cut it when he was
See what I mean?
And he said,
Theatrics over substance. Shamsi has the opportunity for his way to control your acolytes and have a debate.
Ali.
I've never seen him run away ever.
It's not about running away. Brother. Brother, would you debate crackhead? Would you debate crackhead? Would you debate crackhead? No. Would you debate crackhead?
That's a rubbish question.
Would you debate crackhead? No, that's the question. To show you the
You see, Shamsi would rather talk to him than to me.
I'm talking to you.
Shamsi would rather talk to him.
Oh, come on, man.
So now,
It would be lovely. It would be lovely, and I'm sure everyone would agree that it would be nicer if me and Shamsi could debate a topic rather than debate about debating. Would you agree?
No one's debating about debating.
So, Shamsi.
Brothers, Everyone keep quiet. The brother, he's showing him his hypocrisy, but he's not happy with it. I know, it hurts.
So,
carry on.
Anyway,
I know it hurts, carry on.
There we go. So let's stop debating about debating. Let's cut out the theatrics. Let's debate sensibly. Which means that
Adam,
he asked me a question and I answered it.
No, I didn't ask you a question.
Yes,
no,
you did. You said, is that right?
No.
That's
I
what
said
you said.
correct me, and you cut me.
Yes, exactly.
So now tell me how.
You invited me to correct you.
Yeah, so correct me.
And so I tried to correct you.
That's it. How
but
I
every time that I tried to correct you,
answer my question.
you have simply interrupted me.
Go ahead. Okay,
now,
give him 2 minutes to show me how I misrepresented.
Can we have a timer?
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Time me 2 minutes, 2 minutes.
2 minutes, how I misrepresented him.
2 minutes, 2 minutes. No interruption.
No, it's not 2 minutes. Just answer.
2 minutes, 2 minutes.
No, it's not 2 minutes, 2 minutes.
He's backing out now. He doesn't want to do 2 minutes.
I'll tell you 2 minutes.
Right.
Bro, are you here for the audience or you here to speak to me?
Both.
He's for audience.
Yeah, both.
He's a showman.
Right, no. It's
He says stop the theatric. He's telling us stop theatric.
Are you ready?
Yes. So how I misrepresented you?
Right. Sorry. Okay. That was less than a second. Right. So, go. So, this debate has come about because Shamsi made a big theatrical presentation in front of TNTS Greek in which he said, I've run to the park to correct Bob about what he was saying about the 5 pillars of Islam. And he rightly explains the reason why I go around and make that argument. Because Muslims go around demanding of Christians that we show clear texts for the things that we believe. It can't be vague. It can't be something that you take one verse from here and another verse from here and you put them together and then you come up with your doctrine. No, it's got to be a parenthesis statement that's very clear, very explicit and complete. Now, Muslims don't have that in their Quran. Muslims cannot show me the 5 pillars of Islam in the Quran.
Don't worry, bro.
Now, he went on to say that a red herring question, because Shamsi uses them a lot, about the Bible, about that it has God's words, Jesus' words and Matthew's words. But the fact is we Christians believe Jesus is God, so the distinction that he makes is in error. That's the things that he was wrong. It's not even close. So,
Give him time.
you've made this great demonstration of coming here and wanting to debate me about the 5 pillars. Now's your chance. Let's debate the 5 pillars of Islam and how they are not in the Quran. They are simply something that later Muslims constructed for themselves. They constructed it while taking some parts and including, and taking other parts and leaving them out of the 5 pillars. Let's debate that, Shamsi, because you said that you wanted to.
You remember you said do not, that's the reason, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, why Bob doesn't like me to debate him, because I cut him. You know why I cut him? Because I expose him. While we were speaking to Bob, Bobby said, let me show you how you misrepresented. Do you remember that? Are you Muslim? You're not Muslim. Alhamdulillah. He's a non-Muslim. He remember. He said, give me time to explain how I did misrepresented the Bible. Bear in mind, my man, I gave him 2 minutes. He never showed us how I misrepresented it. So now let me show his contradictions. He said to the people and addressing me that Shamsi made mistake when he said the Bible contained God's speech and Jesus' speech. Jesus' speech is God. But hold a minute. So now you shoot yourself in the foot. So when Jesus said, the Father is greater than I, who is that God speaking?
This is your 2 minutes.
No, remember, question, another question. I want to ask the question. So now I'm going to show you the hypocrisy. So when Jesus was speaking, because they say no, that was Jesus. So when Jesus, he said, I don't know the hour, was that God speaking? Because you just stated clearly to the audience here and addressing me that there's no difference between Jesus' speech and God's speech, correct? So when Jesus said, I don't know the hour, was that the Father speaking or was someone else? Okay? When Matthew was saying something happened to Jesus, was that Jesus or Matthew? Everyone knows the Bible contained the Father's speech, God's speech, Jesus' speech, the disciples' speech, and who? And the gospel writer's speech. So it is illogical for him to come and just ask us to use the Quran, while the Quran clearly said to us to follow Prophet Muhammad teaching, clearly. But in the Bible, Jesus never said follow Paul. So my question to you, again, Can you explain to me how I did misrepresent you when I said the Bible contained God's speech and Jesus' speech? Right? And also, can you answer? You said God's speech and Jesus' speech are same.
Okay.
Well, this is going well, isn't it?
There we
Yeah,
go.
alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. You like it,
Proper
huh?
debate.
You like it.
It's
good.
So let me just explain to you why I disagreed with his term, God's speech, Jesus' speech. Because in his mind, and in the minds of many Muslims, there is a distinction between Jesus, who is a prophet, and God. And so when he says God and Jesus, he is asserting a distinction that I do not recognize. To be fair, I will correct him. Notice interruption.
No, not interrupting. I'm asking
Notice
him.
interruption.
I'm not interrupting. I'm asking him.
Theatrics all the time.
I'm asking him.
There we go. Stop my time. When you're ready, Shamsi.
Yeah, you can speak. I'm asking him.
You ready?
I was born already, alhamdulillah.
Okay.
I was born already. Don't worry.
Thank you for
Good. Yeah, go on. Speak.
Okay, so the distinction is a false one. The Bible contains the words of the Father, the words of the Son, and the words of the Gospel, the Apostles, Matthew, Peter. Now, for us as Christians, we have a different understanding of revelation than the Muslims. For us, this is not a problem. And this is a game that the Dawah team play all the time. They take what is basic Orthodox Christianity and then try to present it as if it's a problem.
It's the Greeks, by the way.
Or at the end of the day, we're happy with the Bible how it is. So, when Jesus said, no one knoweth the hour but the Father, whose words were they? They were the words of Jesus. They were not the words of the Father. However, the debate that he wants to run away from is the debate about the Quran and the 5 pillars of Islam. And notice how Shamsi wants to get off it as soon as possible. So I will ask Shamsi a question. And this is my question.
No, you haven't asked my question though.
So, you see he's interrupted again.
Okay, go on.
No manners. No manners because his religion has failed him.
At 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I got 5 seconds. Generosity of Prophet Muhammad. Give him 1 minute more.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, just start. I'm going to wait 5 seconds, then I'm going to continue.
You got an extra minute, Bob.
Go on,
So,
before I start.
my point to you is this. Muslims say that the Quran is the source of their religion. They demand of us as Christians that we have clear texts for our beliefs in the Bible. Therefore, it is fair of me to demand of Muslims a similar standard. I would start by asking Shamsi this question.
Should I give him 1 more minute, yeah?
Nah, I give him 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Because I don't want him to throw many
My
shubhats.
question and I'm finished.
Go on, no problem.
So my question is this. To become a Muslim, Muslims have to say a certain phrase, a specific phrase. I want him to show me that in the Quran, where it is commanded that that's what you have to do, and where the formula of the words is given. Please.
Okay, now, if you notice, he hasn't answered my question. Rather, he did answer it, and then he didn't know that he contradicted himself. Do you remember what he said? He said Jesus' speech and God, there's no difference. The same thing. So my question was to him, when Jesus said, I don't know the hour, was that God speaking? Was that God speaking or someone else?
This is your 2 minutes.
So that's my question, because I haven't answered this, so I don't want to go off topic. And our topic, first of all, in any debate, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, we have to lay down a foundation. If the foundation is not clear, we cannot jump to the branches.
I thought it was the 5 pillars.
That's the foundation first. The foundation is that the Muslims, when they come to the Christian, they never ask, show me where the Father said. They shall show me in the Bible, which contains what? Father speech, Jesus speech, disciple speech, and the Gospel's. Brother, you speak man. The Gospel writer speech. Okay. So logic dictates if it's just and fair, he will say, you know what? In our Bible, there's 4 authorities. So now, can you show me from your sources 4 authorities about the Shahada? That's what logic dictates, correct? Even though we know Jesus never said in the Bible, I will challenge him, follow who? Paul. He never said follow who? Matthew. Follow who? Luke. None of them, he said, okay? But they still believe his authority. Now his question about the 5 pillars of Islam. Of course, there is a 5 pillars of Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the Quran about those who believe in Allah and believe his prophets. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, those who establish the prayer and give zakat. 4. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, it's upon the Muslim to do Hajj. That's 4 now. And Allah said it's been obligated upon the Muslim to fast the month of Ramadan. 5 pillars. Also in the Quran, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, in the Quran clearly Allah said, follow Prophet Muhammad. And the Prophet, I haven't finished the point. Can I finish the point?
Yeah, let him finish the point.
Okay. Allah said follow Prophet Muhammad. Allah never said follow only Quran. The Quran tell me to follow Prophet Muhammad. Logic dictates what? Whatever Prophet Muhammad said, we have to accept it. That's it. You've been destroyed, Bob, man.
Okay.
Can you get
You asked the question.
So,
answer my question now.
So, ready? So, ladies and gentlemen, notice that he didn't actually answer my question. And notice that he wanted to change the subject as quickly as possible.
It's getting boring now.
The real question was this. Show me where in the Quran it commands Muslims that they have to say a certain set of words to become a Muslim.
Okay.
I do not dispute that Muslims must believe in Allah and that they must also believe in Muhammad. I'm not here to dispute that. That's obvious. But Muslims must also believe in the Judgment Day, and they must also believe in jihad, and they must also believe in the paradise. They must also believe in the former prophets. They must also believe in the books. So, bearing in mind that Muslims must believe in all of these things, why do we not have in the Quran a very clear statement about which words you must say to become a Muslim? Bearing in mind that Muslims in the park consistently demand clear text from Christians. This is not my standard. This is the standard of Muslims in the park. I am merely applying it to their own religion. Now he says that the Quran teaches that you have to follow Muhammad and follow Allah. No problem with that. But where is the idea of hadiths in the Quran? The Quran says this in Surah 6:19. Say what thing is most weighty in evidence? Say Allah is witness between me and you. This Quran hath been revealed to me by inspiration, that I may warn you and all whom it reaches. Whom it reaches, not the hadiths. Now, if the Quran is supposed to be the guidance for mankind.
2 minutes, finish.
Let me finish my point, just like you did.
Finish.
Where then in the Quran, where then in the Quran does it give the Shahada, that you must give a Shahada, and the formula of words that you use?
Okay. Have you noticed, ladies and gentlemen, and by the way, how long are we going to take? We're not going to repeat ourselves.
Till you walk away.
I'll have to walk, but are you going to say it till tomorrow?
If necessary.
Bro, I have a class, you know. I teach.
It's up to you when you want to go.
So I'm going to say my thing, then you say your thing, then we'll make conclusion.
He's running away.
We'll just repeat the same thing.
What was that, 10 minutes?
Started the 2 minutes.
It's not 2 minutes. We're going to debate all day, are we?
Shamsi's running away.
How can I run away? I'm doing the
Let's do an hour.
No. Allah.
1 hour?
Yeah, no. Remember, I have to deal with you as well. Do you remember we agreed? One about our Islam subject, then about Christian subjects as well.
No, we didn't. We agreed that there would be 2 debates.
Yeah,
one
one
that
about
would run simultaneously.
No, what about Islam, one about Christianity.
Yes, well, after one another. The first one is
Yeah,
about
خلاص,
Quran.
this one is going to finish all day.
Sure.
Let me deal with it. Stand now. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, when I clarify to him that in the Quran says to believe in 5 pillars of Islam, what he became Qur'ani. Now he wants to teach us that we should not follow the Sunnah. But again, he never dealt with my point. I said, if you are fair and just, when we as a Muslim ask you the question, we are asking you a question from 4 authorities in the Bible. We're asking you Father's speech, God's speech, Jesus' speech, disciples' speech, and the gospel writer's speech. So there's 4 authorities. But you are asking us just one authority, which is the Quran. But guess what? Within the Quran, it tells us clearly, explicitly, to follow the Prophet Muhammad. Allah said in the Quran is not befitting for the believer, male and female. If Allah legislates something, and the messenger, who again? The messenger legislates something to have another opinion. And the messenger of Allah clearly said that Islam is being built upon 5 pillars. And in order for you, the first pillar is the Shahadatan. No Paul, no Abu Bakr, no Umar, no Hassan al-Basri, Prophet Muhammad, who Allah said explicitly in the Quran to follow his teaching. Allah said in the Quran that Muhammad does not speak from his own desires. He speaks from the revelation. Which hadith? Yeah, Islam has been built 5 pillars. Prophet Muhammad said. Now, first of all, let me give many verses within the Quran explicitly, clearly says to follow Prophet Muhammad. Allah said, obey Allah, obey the messenger. Allah said, if you differ, if you differ, we are different in anything, referring to who? To Allah and to who? To his messenger. Me and Bob, we are different about the 5 pillars of Islam. We go back to who? Allah said, go back to Quran, to Prophet Muhammad. The question, the 5 pillars. Prophet Muhammad said, Islam is being built 5 pillars. Shahadatan, the prayer, zakat, and the rest of 5 pillars. I answered the question clearly.
Okay, so,
Alhamdulillah.
so we'll come to what the Quran actually says. Quran says in Surah 77, Ayah 49 and 50, woe that day to the rejectors of truth, then what hadith message after that will they believe in? So it's saying that after the Quran, what will you believe
that's the Quran, don't lie.
The message, what
the message.
Notice the interruption.
Yeah, don't lie.
Oh, my time,
That's the Quran, that's the Quran, it says Quran.
Notice the interruption.
Sorry, jumping in.
Notice
No, he said Quran, he said Quran, he said.
the message.
Yes, hadith,
What
says hadith.
message?
Yeah.
What message?
No, message means speech.
What
No.
message? What
Anyway,
truth?
but remember, Bob, he's cutting Bob.
No
He's a
interruptions.
Christian.
Why are you interrupting?
It's Bob,
You're
Bob,
interrupting.
paper boy, I mean.
You're interrupting.
Some cartoon here.
You're
Bob,
interrupting.
paper boy.
Stop my time
Where
again.
is Hammer Simpson? There's no Hammer Simpson. Hammer Simpson here.
Notice with Shamsi, it's always theatrics. Always theatrics.
We're having that discussion, Bill.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yes, ladies and
brothers
gentlemen.
and sisters, copying from the best. So what we have is that Muslims demand of us clear statements about our beliefs. I have asked Shamsi to show me where it says that to become a Muslim, you have to say the Shahada. And secondly, I have asked him to show me where in the Quran it gives those words. Now please, Shamsi, the next time you quote the Quran, like the verse that you gave earlier about the 5 pillars, give me the reference so we can look it up.
Okay.
Okay? So we can pull it up. Now, the Quran states that what message, and the word there in Arabic can also be translated as hadith. After that, what is the that? It is the truth of the message of Islam in the Quran.
Not just Quran, not just. Let him speak. Okay, sorry.
Will they believe in the hadiths? The idea, notice his interruption again. The hadiths are the source of Islam. The Quran is used to construct things in exactly the same way that we Christians use to construct our own beliefs. So Shamsi is exposed as a man who works by double standards because he demands of Christians a level of evidence that he himself cannot work to. I would ask Shamsi then, since he doesn't want to answer the Shahada question.
I did.
You haven't. I'll state it again for you.
Go get the paper.
Show me in the Quran where it says you have to say certain words to become a Muslim, and then where it shows what those words are. You haven't answered that question. Let me do another one. Show me in the Quran where it gives you the percentage that you pay in zakat. This is basics Islam, people. It should be in the Quran.
Finish. First of all, we see clearly that we are going around in a circle. I answered this question many times. I said to him, let me correct you. Let me correct you. Bob, let me correct you first before. Your argument to be valid if the Muslims were going around asking you only to show us where the Father said it. Yes, your argument will be okay, because you'll be asking, hold a minute, you ask, no, stop interrupting. Stop interrupting.
It's wrong now.
Yeah, stop interrupting.
It's wrong now.
I said,
It's wrong now.
I apologize though. I apologize. Anyway, so again, his argument will be valid if the Muslim are going around asking, show us where the Father stated it. But the Muslims are asking from the Bible, which contains how many authorities? 4 authorities. Again, Bob, you get to the point or not? Your argument is valid if we ask you only the Father. But we're asking you, the Bible contains 4 authorities. Because what you have to understand, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, when Jesus was teaching, he never carried the Bible which Paul is carrying. Paul is committing bid'ah. It's innovation, Paul. Jesus' teaching was not enough. You carry a Bible which he never carried. Okay? So why you carry a Bible which contains speech of Matthew?
This is the Quran Bible.
No, okay, but you see here with them. Okay? Well, my point here is that so your argument will be valid, yes, if we have a argument for one authority. Again, in the Quran clearly stated to follow Prophet Muhammad, and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu he said Islam is being built upon 5 pillars. So if you want me to follow the Quran is telling me to follow who? Who? Prophet Muhammad. So what do you want me to do now? Bobby has bipolar. Like who? Jesus. He didn't know if he was God or man. One day he's God, one day he's a man. I forgive him for that. I overlook. Anyway, I'm not gonna go around circle. I finish with it. Now the zakat is mentioned by Prophet Muhammad as well, even in the Quran clearly. So now let us deal with the Christianity.
Okay, so
I clarified.
ladies and gentlemen, let's be clear.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
What brought me here? What brought me here? Notice the interruption. Stop my time.
You start first.
So if he starts, then he go. And then
Yeah, خلاص I finish. Yeah, I finish. Yeah, خلاص I finish. Take care of yourself.
See?
Take it.
He runs away.
No, I finished.
runs away.
talk about Christianity then.
Let's talk about Christianity now.
Runs away.
This man is finished. I finish him up.
He runs
finish it.
away.
Look, if I run away, I stayed for everyone. Look, the people will judge. We just go down the
Shamsi
circle.
came running to the park.
That's it.
Waste your time.
That's it. How long?